Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Indivisible Text Ledge Live. Today is December 14th, 2020, and it is Monday. So we all know that on most weekends, on Sunday evenings, our amazing Indivisible Text Ledge organizer, Marika Leahy, is going to send an email out to everybody in our network who's a part of our email distribution. And so if you are a part of that, then you're used to seeing those emails with calls to actions for the week. What we like to try to do in the early part of the week is highlight those actions so that everybody's aware, as well as give people information on how they can get those emails as well, and where they can find them if they don't see their email or if they want to be able to share that information. So let's dive in. We have 29 days, I believe, until the beginning of the next legislative session, the 87th Texas Legislature, which starts on January 12th, 2020. So a lot of work has been happening, organizing, getting everybody on the same page or connecting with advocacy partners, getting people into roles. And so we're really excited about all of that work, but we know that there's a lot more work to do. And January 12th is not the cutoff time for us to finish that work. It's just letting us know the legislative session is live. So we have a lot of exciting things coming up that we'll be excited to share with all of you. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can jump into our website and share what is on the newsletter for this week and what calls to action we have. So let's get over there. All right. Here on our website, this is our homepage, indivisibletextledge.org. What we do is we go to newsletters, and then you will see our most recent newsletter that was sent out yesterday. So really excited to share that with everybody. So we have quite a few actions for everybody this week. So if you have some time, you can do all of them at once. You can do a couple at a time, but we really want to encourage everybody to take action in different ways as we continue to prepare for the upcoming legislative session. Number one is uphold the 3/5 rule in the Texas Senate. Call Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and your state senator and push them to keep the current Senate 3/5 rule. Right now, it takes 19 of 31 senators to call a bill to the floor for a vote. In November, the state Senate Republicans lost their supermajority, only holding 18 seats. So to maintain total power, our Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, would like to change the rules to only require a simple majority, 16 votes to call a bill to the floor. And we have linked the Texas Tribune article within our newsletter so that you can get a little bit more information around this particular effort by our Lieutenant Governor. And so this is something we see, unfortunately, time and time again, where the rules need to be changed because right now it appears the mentality for GOP members, not only in our state, but across our country, is that, power is number one. How do we keep power? How do we maintain power? Regardless of what election outcomes have happened, they want to be able to maneuver it so that they get to keep all the power that they want in any situation. And we really want our voice, the people's voice, to be able to speak against this habit that we tend to see all the time. And that's where we want to encourage you to contact Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Number two is push back on frivolous lawsuits. We saw that Attorney General Ken Paxton's lawsuit to try to overturn the results in other states by filing a lawsuit to the Supreme Court was rejected. And this has not been the first time that Ken Paxton has pursued an effort like this. And to be honest with everybody, and for us to be honest with all of our community members, is we know that our Attorney General is doing actions just to appease Donald Trump. This is not about serving Texans. This is not about trying to do what's best for Texans right now while we're still in the middle of a pandemic, in a really tough spot of the pandemic. This is about trying to elevate himself and his desire to be in the good graces of the current president that we have, the outgoing president, Donald Trump. And so we need to continue to push back on this and let it be known that Texans are paying attention, and this is not something that we're happy with. Is Ken Paxton going to react and start doing things differently? Most likely not. But it's that exercise of us letting them know that we are watching, that we are not happy, and that we want this kind of activity to stop. And I should say, that our indicted Attorney General Ken Paxton, because he has been indicted and he's also under FBI investigation. And so this is just another example of abuse of power that we're seeing from Texas leaders, that we need to set the tone early going into this legislative session, that we are ready and we are letting them know this is not something we're going to tolerate. If you want more information on the lawsuit that was filed, Texas Tribune has an article. For many people, this has been shared and known since this was initially filed and rejected by the Supreme Court. But if there is anybody you come in contact with and you want to share this information with, this is available to you. Number 3, catch up on what to expect this session. Texas Tribune did 5 one-hour-long sessions last week on how our state government works and what to expect this session. It was a really great and informative symposium, virtual symposium is what they called it. Last week, they had a lot of great panel discussions with representatives and senators and really took their time with some of these conversations. Now, not everything is answered. Not everything that we want to know can be known, because there's just some things that need to be decided by the various processes that need to take place. But it was a great preview, and it's great to share with your groups, with your community, so that they are prepared and aware for the upcoming state legislature. And so you can go to this link that we have in our newsletter, and you can see all of the various videos and conversations that they had for their virtual symposium. We highly, highly recommend anybody who's going to advocate during the state legislature, during the 87th legislature coming up, that this is a great way for you to get some foundational information and hear what they're talking about. Conversations around redistricting, Medicaid expansion, marijuana legalization. There was a lot of different things touched on, as well as just the overall view of what to expect. Okay, number 4, help us, Indivisible Text Ledge, find huddle leaders. We are currently working on trying to fill some very important huddles, and we want to have some organizers helping corral those efforts and helping keep things on track. And so our democracy huddle, which is of the utmost importance, this is going to be in alignment with a lot of different partners, a lot of different organizations. We saw with this most recent election that the ability to vote in Texas is a lot harder than it should be. And it doesn't have to be that way. And so we can work together with partners across the state so that we have voting rights, voting availability for people as we should in this state. And whether that's an expansion of mail by vote or same day voter registration, online voter registration, there's a lot of ways we can improve our participation in our democracy in Texas. And so that huddle is going to be really, really important. So if you are interested or you know of any organizations that are really helping with this work, feel free to let us know in the chat. Let us know if there's any interest, so that we can be as well prepared in this space as possible. And so let's see, the other huddles that we're looking to try to get some leadership in is for reproductive rights and LGBTQ rights huddles. And so those are a couple of different areas that we're still recruiting and trying to get some leadership in. So help us out if you are interested or you know anybody. And if you're an organization and you want a liaison with us, let us know so that we can all be connected. Our big goal is to make sure that we're communicating and we're working together with as many partners as possible, because this is going to be fast. This is going to be a lot. And the state legislature is going to be unique because of us being in the middle of a pandemic still. And so how we can stay connected is going to be really, really important. Okay. So let's take a look here. Next up, we have start familiarizing yourself with key 2021 bills. So talking about those partners and looking at how people are starting to prepare for this legislative session. We have partners in various issues like education, environment, criminal justice, and things like that. But one of the partners is Progress Texas legislative list that we want to take a look at. And let's open this here. And Progress Texas has done a great job of identifying the good, the bad, the ugly. If you've seen any of our past presentations around the 86th legislature, this is definitely something that a lot of organizations use, the good, the bad, the ugly, to be able to understand the bills that are being proposed and being pushed for or passed throughout the legislative session. So they've done a really good job of identifying key bills that have already been filed that various efforts and organizations may want to know about and keep track of. And this will definitely be a part of our work as well with our issue huddles. And so if you want to be in the loop, this is a great resource to start. And more organizations are starting to post and launch and share their priorities and which bills they're following. There's going to be a lot more bills that are going to be filed and that we'll have to keep an eye on, or that other organizations are going to keep an eye on. And so it's really us being connected as a network across Texas and understanding all of the various bills that are going to be moving along the process. And that's what's really important, is that, with Texas, we always see thousands of bills filed in our state legislature. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to follow every single one of those, because there is a process. And so, they'll go through committees, and then there'll be different steps for a bill to be passed that will indicate whether something is moving along enough that it is either going to be positive and we really want to support it, or it's a negative and we really need to start pushing back against that. So our calls to action will be centered a lot of that around a lot of that for the legislative session. Is there anything in a particular issue that we're focused on, or that our partner is focused on, and we really need to have people contact committee members, or we need people to contact their representatives or their senators, because there's something that's being pushed that is negative for Texans and we want to stop it, or there's something that has the potential of being passed that's very positive. And so that's a lot of the attention that needs to be done during the legislative session, because things move so fast. And right now we're doing weekly newsletters, but it is a very real possibility that you can see different points of this legislative session, that there will be, multiple reminders throughout a week, multiple calls to action during the week, if not sometimes even daily. And so that's how busy it can be. So we want you to stay tuned in so that you can be a part of the work that's needed, so that we can advocate and push for and push against the different legislative efforts that are happening throughout the session. Okay, so let's see, we're going to jump back here. Let's go back to our newsletters that we have. And don't hesitate to contact us and to communicate with us. Reply to us with any emails. You can contact us at indivisible@gmail.com. Let us know in the comments. We have a closed Facebook group. Let's go to all those different ways that you can contact us. All right, so if you go to our homepage, on every page, we have a couple of different options for you to stay connected with us. And we kind of call these in different stages. So stage one, visit our public Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this will be a great way just to get some of the information that we put out and that you can share with people in your network. If you want to be a part of the conversation and be a part of the efforts, join our closed Facebook group. We have people all across the state who are there, who are connecting and sharing information. And that's a conversation that you can be a part of if you want, as well as subscribing to our mailing list. You can do that through these links that we have here. And subscribing to our mailing list will be, getting these newsletters directly to your inbox, as well as any other, calls to action that will be happening throughout the Ledge session. And then send us an email if you like. Now, if you'd like to join our efforts, we would love to have you be a part of Indivisible Text Ledge. In our Join Us page, you'll see all of those different ways you can stay connected with us, which we encourage you to connect with us in as many of those as possible. But if you want to be a part of the organizing team, or if you want to be a part of an issue huddle, maybe you don't want to lead it, but you just want to be a contributing member to it, we really encourage you to fill out our Join Us form. Now, it can feel like it's a pretty in-depth form, so we don't want anybody to be intimidated by this. Fill out what you feel is relevant for you. It's not required for you to fill out every field, but there is some stuff that we want to make sure that we have captured for anybody who wants to join us. And what's going to happen after you fill this out is our amazing Indivisible Text Ledge organizer, Sharon Kramer, is going to reach out to you, have a conversation to make sure, we understand where you're wanting to put in your effort and your time, and then really onboard you so that you are a part of our communication network, which is in our Slack channel, and that you understand some of the, areas that we're needing, your work to focus on, or the ways you can focus your work on. We want you to be a part of the idea building, implementing different things so that we are effective in our work. And so we'd love to have you join us. Fill out this form, and it will kick off the process so that we stay connected with you and can get you onboarded, trained, and answer any questions you may have. All right, so we have a busy week. We know next week, at the end of the week, is Christmas, and the week after that, the end of the week, is New Year's. And so this may be a very productive week for a lot of people. And so if you can take action this week as we prepare for the state legislature, or if you can connect us with any organizations or people who want to be a part of this effort, let's make it happen. Continue to ask us questions, connect with us in any way you'd like, and we will be happy to continue to build our collective power and our collective work so that we can have a Texas that is bright and that is serving all of us. Hope everybody has a great day.